Beneath the Pacific Ocean, just off the western coast of South America, lies a monstrous force capable of leveling cities and triggering tsunamis that ripple across entire oceans, the Peru-Chile Trench. This 6,000-kilometer-long gash in the Earth's crust marks the collision point between two massive tectonic plates, where unimaginable pressure builds in silence. But how long can this silence last? In 1960, the world's most powerful earthquake ever recorded, magnitude 9.5, erupted from that very fault, devastating southern Chile and sending tsunami waves as far as Japan and California. And yet, disturbingly, several sections of the trench have not ruptured in over 250 years. Scientists call these areas seismic gaps, locked segments quietly storing tectonic stress, primed to unleash a catastrophe of equal or greater magnitude. What happens when a centuries-old ticking time bomb finally goes off beneath some of South America's most densely populated coastlines? Today, let's delve into the terrifying potential of the Peru-Chile Trench, tracing its violent geological history, the science behind megathrust earthquakes, and the looming threat of a future disaster that may already be written in stone, waiting only for the Earth to give way. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and like this video, as it's the best way to support this channel. Off the western coast of South America lies one of Earth's most dangerous geological features, the Peru-Chile Trench. Also known as the Peru-Chile Subduction Zone, this immense undersea trench stretches nearly 6,000 kilometers along the coastlines of Ecuador, Peru, and Chile. The Peru-Chile Trench marks the boundary between the Nazca Plate and the South American Plate, two major tectonic plates, whose interaction drives much of the seismic and volcanic activity in western South America. The Nazca Plate, an oceanic plate, is being subducted or forced beneath the continental South American Plate at an average rate of 6.5 to 7.5 centimeters per year. This subduction is responsible for the formation of the Andes Mountains, the uplift of the South American continent, and the creation of a long, narrow trench that lies between 5,000 and 8,000 meters below sea level. It's also the source of intense tectonic stress. As the plates grind against each other, friction prevents them from sliding smoothly. Instead, strain builds up in locked sections of the fault until it is released in a sudden catastrophic rupture, what we know as a megathrust earthquake. Subduction zones like this are known to produce the world's largest earthquakes. Similar zones exist in Japan, Indonesia, and the Cascadia subduction zone off the US Pacific Northwest, but none has been as historically destructive as the Peru-Chile Trench. The seismic history of the Peru-Chile Trench is a grim testament to its immense destructive power. Over the last 5 centuries, this fault line has produced numerous earthquakes exceeding magnitude 8, with several events standing out for their catastrophic impact. The most powerful earthquake ever recorded, the 1960 Valdivia earthquake of magnitude 9.5, struck Chile on May 22nd, releasing more energy than any quake in human history. It lasted over 10 minutes, killed more than 1,600 people, and triggered a Pacific-wide tsunami that reached as far as Hawaii, Japan, and the Philippines. The 2001 Arequipa earthquake in Peru, measuring magnitude 8.4, devastated southern regions and the city of Arequipa. The resulting tsunami added to the destruction, claiming over 100 lives. Central Chile was rocked again in 2010 by the magnitude 8.8 Mal earthquake, which killed over 500 people, displaced more than 800,000, and caused upwards of $30 billion in economic losses. The 2014 Iquique earthquake of magnitude 8.2 shook northern Chile, but only partially released the stored seismic energy in the region. Scientists expressed concern over how much of the fault remained locked, indicating that a much larger rupture could still occur. Despite these recent events, vast stretches of the trench have remained silent for centuries. Geological records suggest that major earthquakes in these zones typically recur every 250 to 500 years, and many of them are now overdue. Seismic gaps are stretches along a fault line that have remained unnaturally quiet for long periods. suggesting that tectonic strain is steadily accumulating without being released. These areas are regarded by scientists as ticking time bombs, zones where a major earthquake is increasingly likely. Along the Peru-Chile Trench, several such seismic gaps have raised alarm. One of the most prominent is in northern Chile, known as the Arica Gap. This segment has not fully ruptured since the massive 1877 Iquique earthquake, which is believed to have reached magnitude 8.8. Although the 2014 Iquique quake partially relieved stress in this area, much of the fault remains locked, storing energy that could unleash an even more powerful event. In central Peru, the Lima Gap marks another dangerous zone. The last major earthquake here struck in 1746, a magnitude 8.6 event that devastated Lima and triggered a tsunami that killed thousands in Callao. With nearly 3 centuries of silence, this segment has far exceeded its average recurrence interval. Further north, in southern Ecuador and northern Peru, the Manta Gap shows similar signs of strain, with some areas having gone more than 100 years without significant activity. GPS data now confirms high levels of tectonic locking. Each of these segments holds the potential to generate a devastating magnitude 8.5 to 9.0 earthquake, events capable of producing tsunamis powerful enough to travel across entire oceans. If one of these seismic gaps were to rupture in the near future, the consequences could be nothing short of catastrophic. Imagine a scenario in which a magnitude 9.0 earthquake strikes just offshore from Lima, Peru. The immediate effects would be devastating. Violent ground shaking, lasting 3 to 5 minutes, would bring down thousands of buildings across Lima, Callao, and surrounding cities. Critical infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and airports, would be either severely damaged or completely destroyed. Casualties could soar into the tens of thousands, particularly in older neighborhoods where unreinforced masonry structures are prevalent and highly vulnerable to collapse. Within just 10 minutes of the rupture, an enormous tsunami could be racing toward the shore, with waves up to 10 meters high inundating coastal communities. Port cities such as Callao, Pisco, and Chimbote might be submerged in under 20 minutes, while tsunami waves continue outward across the Pacific, reaching Ecuador, Colombia, Hawaii, and even Japan within hours. The resulting economic and humanitarian crisis would be immense. Supply chains would be shattered as ports are wrecked, highways rendered impassable, and communication networks disabled. Millions could be left homeless, with dire shortages of food, clean water, and medical assistance. Total economic losses might easily exceed $100 billion, excluding the long and painful path to reconstruction. This scenario is not mere conjecture. These projections are grounded in sophisticated models developed by geophysical research institutions, based on centuries of seismic data and advanced simulations. One of the most terrifying consequences of a megathrust earthquake along a subduction trench is the tsunami that often follows. Unlike the violent ground shaking, which is typically confined to regional areas, tsunamis can travel thousands of kilometers and strike distant shores with deadly force. The 1960 Chilean earthquake demonstrated this vividly, sending waves over 10 meters high crashing into Hawaii, generating 3-meter surges in Japan, and causing fatalities as far away as the Philippines. If a similar event occurred today, the consequences could be even more devastating due to the dramatic increase in population density and coastal development throughout the Pacific region. Although Pacific nations now depend on systems like the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center to issue alerts, these warnings often come with limited lead time. For towns and cities located near the earthquake's epicenter, there may be less than 10 minutes between the initial tremor and the arrival of the first tsunami wave. In such a brief window, evacuation becomes a daunting challenge. In recent decades, both Peru and Chile have made notable progress in disaster preparedness, with Chile standing out as a global leader in earthquake resilience. The country has implemented strict building codes that mandate seismic-resistant construction, conducts regular tsunami drills, and maintains robust early warning systems. Public education and community awareness programs are also well established, ensuring that citizens are informed and ready to respond when disaster strikes. Peru has shown signs of improvement, but it continues to lag behind in key areas. Many buildings in Lima remain structurally vulnerable, particularly in older neighborhoods and informal settlements. Disaster response infrastructure is often inadequate, especially in impoverished regions where resources are limited. The Peru-Chile Trench has repeatedly reshaped the landscape and rewritten the lives of those who dwell along its edge. But its most dangerous chapters may still lie ahead. With multiple seismic gaps overdue for rupture, the threat of a future megathrust earthquake is not hypothetical, it is inevitable. Whether it strikes tomorrow or decades from now, the only variable is our level of preparedness. Urban planners, governments, scientists, and communities must act with urgency. Investments in early warning systems, seismic retrofitting, and public education are not luxuries. They are necessities. For millions living along South America's Pacific coast, the question is not if the Earth will break. The question is whether we'll be ready when it does.